When lions fight, it's in short spurts. Each attack takes up a lot of energy, and lions don't have many sweat glands, so they need time to cool down. It looks like round 2 has gone to Temba. He's proved himself a force to be reckoned with. With a victory under his belt, Temba is making sure our southern male gets the message. He's driving him out and showing him there can only be one boss around here. It's a lesson our cheetah will need to learn, and fast. Lions are the cheetah's greatest enemy. We're on the trail of our deadly duo. Our cheetah have been released into the reserve, and John needs to know how they're doing.
This really is the kind of spot that you'd expect to find the cheetah, isn't it? I mean, that grassland is the ideal hunting ground.
Yeah, it's ideal case scenario here. You've got nice long grass, good cover, and more importantly, good vantage points for them to scout out for game.
I mean, it's great camouflage, and of course, cheetah hunt alone, so they're pretty hard to spot.
Our cheetah doesn't know it, but it's playing a dangerous game. Temba is nearby, and lions and cheetahs are age-old enemies. If Temba smells the cheetah, then chances are he'll attack, and a cheetah is no match for the strength of a lion. But for now, the wind is blowing in the cheetah's favour. Temba hasn't picked up its scent. It doesn't take long for our cheetah to make a kill. Although a curious rhino is making this cat very nervous. Once a cheetah has caught its prey, it has to eat quickly. All too often, a leopard or lion will come and take it. In fact, lions get 40% of their food by stealing it from other predators.
It's one thing to have a vision, but it's another matter altogether to keep the money coming in to finance it. For many animals in Africa, ecotourism is becoming their only hope. And Shamwari has opened its doors to visitors.
Stocking the reserve has cost a small fortune. It's tourism that pays the bills. But in return, visitors get an amazing experience. Our lions are the stars, and they've been putting on quite a show. In just 12 months, they've made 121 kills, including 13 wildebeest, 46 kudu, 21 warthog, 80 eland, 4 zebra and 12 ostrich. The lions have totally adapted to life at Shamwari. In fact, Temba is so comfortable, he's making plans for a couple of new additions. He's started to show a keen interest in nonku. Once the female's in the mood, she'll lie down and the male will mount her. They'll mate up to 40 times a day. That way, Temba can be sure he's the father. With luck, 3 months from now, Nonku will give birth, and Shamwari will see its first prime predator cubs. Our leopards are also settling in well. But one of them has a problem with its radio collar that we need to sort out.
We've got one of our leopards coming down the road here, and Johan really needs to get a dart into her to tranquilise her, because we have to basically get a new radio transmitter fitted to her. It's really the only way to keep a track of the leopards, and they can be problem animals. So if we don't do this, we're not going to know what they're up to.
Very occasionally, elephants can damage Shamwari's border fence. Leopards are the most wily of the big cats, and they'd quickly find any breaks. If one of them got out onto the surrounding sheep farms, it would be a disaster for Shamwari.
Still a little bit dangerous. It's been 5 minutes, but chances are she could still be awake, so we want to take it a little carefully. You find her?
Yep, right here.
Ah.
Now we need to get her back to the vet centre as quickly as we can and fit that new transmitter.
Looks like she's just starting to wake up a little bit, so we're just going to top up that anaesthetic.
First, we need to get the old radio collar off.
It's actually much better to fit the leopards with an internal radio transmitter, because while it's a really, really slight chance, these collars could get caught on trees and that could cause a few problems for them. Just while they're preparing her for surgery, it could take a little while, I just want to show you one thing. Look at these retractable claws. Just look at how sharp they are. And that's obviously great for climbing and also for grasping onto an animal and bringing down that kill. The other thing that's really interesting about leopards is these spots here, or rosettes as they're called. Now, just like humans and their fingerprints, no pattern is the same, and that's exactly as it is for the leopards. You won't get any coat that's exactly the same as another one.
During the preparation period, the sedatives have fully kicked in, so we can start the operation. The transmitter looks big, but there's plenty of room in the abdominal cavity, and it won't cause her any discomfort. The battery will last about 2 years. If they've had no problems with the leopards by then, the team probably won't fit another transmitter.
So what we'll do after Johan finishes with the stitches there is she'll be going and spending the night in the crate. We don't want to set her free while she's still drowsy. The lions might attack her. So she'll be spending the night there, and then we'll be releasing her back to the wild tomorrow.
24 hours later, and our leopard's ready for release. She'll still be a bit sore from the operation, but it's best to get her back to the wild as soon as we can.
Our leopard's still going to need a bit of recovery time. So what we've done is we've brought her to an area where we know there aren't any lions, so she doesn't have to worry about them. And we've also got a fresh carcass for her. Now that means she's not going to have to think about hunting for at least 3 days. It also means she'll stay in the same area, so John can come and check up on her tomorrow. He'll know exactly where she is.
Our leopard's sitting like a coiled spring. She's nervous and at her most dangerous. Look at her go. She just wants to get away from us. And you can't blame her. But she knows the meat is here, and come night, she'll be back for a feed. Out on the reserve, it's a big day for Temba. We're removing his radio collar. Johan and John are confident the lions no longer pose a threat to nearby farms. They've settled into their new environment, they're defending their territory and hunting well. Nonku has sensed something's wrong. She's keeping a protective watch on Temba. The only way to get to Temba is to dart Nonku as well. Luckily, her sister doesn't seem to be nearby, and with both lions down, Johan can move in. Finally, that collar is coming off. Temba's beautiful mane can now be displayed in all its glory. With Nonku also sedated, it's the perfect opportunity to give her a checkup. She's showing thickening under the skin above her teats. That's great news. It means she's probably pregnant. This is really exciting. Nonku is a beautiful animal in top condition. She should make a wonderful mother. We leave Temba, knowing the Shamwari experiment is right on track to becoming a total success. Six months later, I returned to Shamwari to see how things were going.
All of the animals are doing really well at Shamwari. Just like the lions, the elephants were killed off. Now they were one of the first animals to be released at Shamwari. Started off with just a handful of them, and now they've got a herd of over 80.
Our rhino are also breeding, and the giraffe have little ones as well. As for our prime predators, the good news is the leopards didn't find a way through the fence. They're happy keeping to the reserve. Our wild dogs are also doing well. The dominant female has been spending a lot of time in the den, and we're hoping she may have pups. The only downside has been the death of one of our cheetah. It strayed a little too close to our lions and was killed. It's unfortunate, but it's a natural part of life amongst Africa's wild animals. As for our lions, well, I'm happy to say there's a couple of new additions to the pride. These youngsters are the first lion cubs to walk this land in over 150 years. Just as we thought, Nonku is proving to be a good mother. She's just made a fresh kill and is bringing the little ones in to feed. Let's hope these two cubs represent a beautiful future for all of Africa's animals. They're proof that we can fix what past generations have destroyed and turn a barren landscape into a haven for wild animals.
"20 years ago, Shamwari was just a dream. Now, with the return of the prime predators, the last piece of the jigsaw is finally in place. After 150 years, the wild animals have returned to the Eastern Cape.